All right, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here. So I've got a pretty big announcement. Let's just go ahead and go to customization for our T-34 1942, one of the few vehicles that you can customize, and let's customize it. So basically, from being in the Thunder League, I've got this pirate skull, and then if I want these skulls as a decorator, see there's 6 different decorator slots, right? There's 3 skulls, they're all for 500 gold. Now, the armor system works a little different. You can add road signs, Achtung Panzer, which is kind of cool, but at the end of the day, it's put in a nice big red target on the side of your vehicle, if you choose to do it that way. You can get the Iron Cross, White Star, or Red Star. You can add a number of different visual changes in terms of, you can add jerry cans and different helmets, whether they be Germans, Russians, a gas mask, British one, or a tank helmet for the United Kingdom there, or a life preserver here. And then you can add camouflage, and this is kind of the big one that I think most people are interested in. Like the 2 biggest ones are, you know what? So let's go ahead and purchase one for 500 bucks, and look, oh wow! So you can put them. Bush tank confirmed. Okay, so it says you can't because it's blocking. Looks like we just can't put them there. Oh, you can put it there. There's a sweet little spot right there. But, okay, so we just placed our first bush on our bush tank. We're going to purchase this one. Okay, so each one, oh no, we get 6 different ones. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put like what looks like palm fronds on the front here. Boom. Bush tank. So now what I want to show off is the armor, because this is kind of the big one. So you go into modifications, and then here you'd say purchase armor. This time, you can research this, right? Or you can skip it with gold, which is what I'm doing right now. So for me, it was only 150 gold, but you can research it yourself. So add-on armor has been added. Now let's see if we have to pay for them. Oh, okay. We don't get a choice of where the armor goes. Now let's go ahead and get rid of our bush tanks, our fir branches, and then which are these? The bunch of palm leaves, big. And let's see if there's... Okay, so we've got tank tracks added to the sides here. And a little bit there. Now, was that there before? Man, I wish I would have kind of paid attention to that. More tank tracks on the side, but it's on the slope part, which isn't really where you'd want to shoot anyway. If I was aiming at the side of this T-34, I'd aim for the turret ring, the turret itself, but the turret ring's a really good spot to hit. But these tracks on the turret are in a pretty good location. The front of the tank has not been added, right? So now, all right, so that was the T-34 1942. Let's go and just let's look at all of them, right? So we've got the T-40. Let's go to customization here. Go to modifications. I want to see if there's different. We're going to add the armor. All of these is a modification that you can research. You do not have to buy with gold for the tank tracks. Tank tracks are here, just around the sides of the turret on the T-34 1941. So these are the same battle rating, and the T-34 1942 is a little bit better in performance, and you can see here the T-34 1942 gets better armor than what we're looking at right now, the T-34 1941. So now for our Russian tanks, we have one other tank we can customize. And actually, just for fun, let's see if this is possible. Nope. Okay, so it is just the vehicles that they've added, which the last one for the Russians is the T-34-85. So go to customization. You've got your decorators here once again, so you can add bush tanks. Now look at this. The T-34-85 already has armored tracks right here. So, and you've got your gas tanks on the side. I wonder if those are actually modeled in. Nope, they are not modeled in right now. It'd be cool if they did. Okay, so modifications. Add-on armor, you can see it went up to 260 Golden Eagles if you wanted to fast track that. The tank tracks are not all over the place. Because I remember seeing, it was a Sherman. When we get to the Shermans, we're going to do that in just a minute. But so you can see how the tank tracks are in some good spots. It will maybe, and oftentimes, like right here, your enemy might have to take an extra second or two to line up and pick between the shots right there. But look at how big that turret ring is. Like, let's be honest. That's the spot to shoot. But you know what? It could help. It might help in survivability. I wouldn't say it does anything overpowered. And I think the best thing that they did with this is that they didn't charge gold for the armored upgrades. Because then people could easily make the argument it's pay to win. Now, if you want to decorate their quote-unquote decorations, these bushes, you have to pay gold for them. But you get them in basically per branch, it's what? 6 divided by 50, like, you know. You get 6 of them for 500 gold, and you can put a couple of them all over the vehicle. So that was the Russians. Now we're going to move over to the British, where we've got 2 vehicles that we can customize. So over to the British here, and yeah, right. All right, so the British Sherman Firefly. We're going to customize you. Okay, so we've got these 2 tank tracks right there on the front of the Firefly. I'm really curious because I know one of these Shermans, and honestly the Shermans need this kind of armor upgrade the most. So we'll go modifications, add on armor, about 260 because we're at tier 3 here, battle rating 5.0. So what does she look like? Wow. So we've got tank tracks added right here. We got tank tracks added right under where the barrel is right now, right here in front of what looks like, was that a viewport? And they just slapped him on front? That wasn't, yeah. And then tank tracks on the side. And when you look at the armor, these are 17 millimeters of extra armor. Look at this one. This one's even kind of sloped in a bit. That's really cool. And then on the sides of the turret, just on the right side of the turret, and you've got a lot more tank tracks added here. So these are pretty well positioned, well received. Could have put some maybe right there, because those aren't viewports. The viewports are right up there. That'd make for a nice little section, you know, like that. Little twofer right there. So this is the Sherman Firefly, and now we've got the Churchill Mark 7. So let's go to that. Churchill Mark 7. Also tier 3 battle rating of 4.7. So we'll go to customization here once again. Go to your modifications tab. Looks like we have to upgrade everything, which is unfortunate because it costs that gold. But this is for the sake of education and science. So we're going to go gold. You wallet warriors. Remember that, man. In the early days of War Thunder, people got accused of being wallet warriors all the time. Actually, so let's uninstall so we get a feel for... So lots of big, solid surfaces here. Flat surfaces without tank tracks. You've got the protected tank tracks, actual tank tracks, you know, bogey wheels and all that stuff. So now let's go ahead and add the armor and compare. Tank tracks galore on an already beastly turret. You have 20 millimeters of extra thickness. The Churchill's been known for having a lot of armor and being able to take a lot. So this thing, I tell you what, and then you've got them all over the front of this here. Like that's one of your favorite spots to shoot. Good Lord. That is a pretty... Now the sides, rear of both the turret and the tank chassis, other than this side is just flooded. But the left side does have a little bit of an exposed area in the back, the lower left, or the back left rather. But the tank tracks on the turret right there, that's pretty good, because those were nice little spots to aim for. Now you got to take that extra couple seconds maybe, you know. So the British have the Churchill, or the Churchill Mark 7 and the Sherman Firefly VC. So now let's go over to the Americans, the actual Americans. Not the British Americans, as a joke, because I messed up. And the M4A3E8, where you at? Where's our Easy 8 at? Because that's what we want. We'll find here for A3, 76 dubs. So we'll go to customization. We'll check her out. Look at this, 38.1, and look at the battle rating. When you consider the armor that this thing has at this battle rating, it's just like a tinderbox, a Tommy Cooker. So you've got a few tracks on the side here. You've got 3 of them. And you've got these nice sloped plates here, but I'm wondering where all the tank tracks go, because I'm pretty sure this one just gets flooded. Like, it was on the dev blog. So now we're going to check her out with armor on. And this is going to be very well received. Yeah, look at all these tank tracks. You just got a few in the front, but you know, that's like what? Maybe 10% of the front of the tank chassis here has extra 17 millimeters of armor that are sloped, giving it an effective thickness of 20 plus something. You've got tank tracks on the side of the turret that are also in rounded position and angled position, so effective thickness is pretty good here. Renders heat rounds more or less ineffective if you do hit a tank track, so there's also that. The addition of armor for these vehicles might even further decrease the use of heat rounds. And then over here, there's some nice little chunks in between here. It's not, yeah, I guess it's about the same. But so from what, these 3 starters here to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different tank track sections on the side of the Sherman here. Man, it's really angling. You now actually feel like you might have a little bit better survivability. So now we've got the M4A176W. So a little bit of a lower tier. We go to battle rating 4.7. Wait a minute. 5.3 to 4.7. That's the only difference. BRs, bro. All right, so here, customization once again. So here we have the M4A176W. A lot more rounding on this tank chassis and on the turret itself. There's a lot more roundedness to it. You've got your 63.5. So this is going to be it's a much more complicated armor setup. So let's go ahead and turn on. So we've got this giant wheel here. Structural steel chassis wheel there, 15 millimeters. And sticking right there in the front. That's pretty well placed. So let's see how the add-on armor complements the 76W. Not a whole lot added. We've got a few tank tracks added right here. Looks like a superficial jerry can. You got a lot of tank tracks on the side here. Look at these ones. Just a single. There's differences in terms of the texture of these tank tracks. So once again, it seems that the higher the tank, the more that the armor does for them. Like, the add-on armor is more significant on the Easy 8 than the M4A176. So now we're going to hop over to the German tanks and see how they compare. Now there's 4 German tanks. So the Russians had 3, the British had 2, the Americans had 2, but the Germans get 4. 3 versions of their Panther and 1 version of the Panzer IV get the armor. So we'll check that out. So now we're looking at the Germans. We're looking at the Panzer IV-H. Now this thing already has Schürzen, this extra little plating around the vehicle to add as spaced armor. It's only 5 millimeters of thickness, so it's okay for heat rounds, but it's originally intended kind of for anti-tank rifles and then for American bazookas and shaped charges like that. So it doesn't have a whole lot of effectiveness. It does look really cool, and I've always loved the look of Schürzen. But if you look right before here, we've got these chassis wheels here. Steel, 15 millimeters of extra armor right there on the left side of the tank chassis. And in the back, you've got these three tank tracks. So let's see how the armor upgrade here affects the Panzer IV-H. Now, mind you, this is not the Panzer IV F2. Oh my god. This is considerable. Almost the entire area of the front has been given 15 millimeters of extra armor. That's definitely going to help. It's not a wonder weapon. Oh, these are actually overlapped right here. Not that you would shoot from there. But if you hit that upper glacis right there, this is just not going to happen. So you still got the 3 in the back. You still got these structural wheels here. So it's all in the front. You've got these 2 big chunks on the side of the turret. And definitely increases the survivability of this thing from the front. Which, honestly, German tanks like Panzer IVs and Tigers, with all that flat spacing, it's really easy to knock them out. They have great guns, the German 75 here and the 88 on the Tiger. but they're more or less like, if you know where to shoot, you can hit ammo racks in one shot due to the flat spacing of the armor. So I'm wondering how this effective thickness, basically of 80 plus 15, you know, getting it close to 100, and then even that, like, some of these tank tracks are kind of slanted slope there, which makes things interesting. But I'm a big fan of this one. There's some vehicles in the game that need this kind of stuff. And so let's see. Now we're going to go to the Panthers. Now, no Tigers were given any of these upgrades at first. I mean, overall, there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vehicles that got them. So here's the Panther. You'll notice the tank tracks in the back already. There's 3 tracks here. You do have this little bit of 5mm Schertzen on the side once again. And let's see. This is going to be interesting to see where they put the armor. Like, are they going to put it on that slope? Because that would be pretty dirty if they did. Nope, no armor on the slope. Once again, it's mostly sides of the tank and sides of the turret. Only a few vehicles like the Churchill and the Panzer IV have gotten additions to armor on the front in like that were considerable. The Sherman's got a little bit. So here, the sides of the turret are just speckled with tank tracks. From the rear, you still have, you know, that hatch right there. These smoke grenade launchers still don't work, but you'll notice when I really would like them to. That would be huge for War Thunder, guys. The tactical ramifications of working smoke grenade launchers would be great. So, more tank tracks here. And so now let's go from the Panther D, or the Panther, yeah, Panther D to Panther A. And then we'll move on to the G, and that will be the end of it. So Panther A, customization. All right, so you can see the Zimmerit paste texture here. Tank tracks in the rear, nothing in the front. Now, I'm expecting the Panther G to have the best addition of armor. That seems to how they've done it. So a little bit of extra track, and then just the turret is covered. This one is better covered because it has these bigger, longer, more continuous tank tracks when compared to the Panther D. So you got to factor that in. Nothing in the front, but you know what? That's where the Panther is the strongest. This beautiful 55-degree slope and a pretty nice, well-rounded mantlet. There are some weak spots here, but you can't really put tank tracks. You can put like a single one there on either side, but that's about it. You can't protect the, you know, that little bottom spot right there. And you do have, this could do shell trapping where you hit that rounded part. But you know, with all these hatches and stuff, in practicality, you'd never have put tank tracks there. Maybe sandbags or something, right? But you know, the Germans didn't do a whole lot of sandbags. That was more of an American thing. And now finally, let's get to the Panther G. I'm really curious to see what happens. So the same 3 tank track sections on the side. You've got your 5mm plates. No Zimmerit pasting on this one, so let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it's considerably different or if it's different at all. You've got the, oh my gosh, yeah. Right here, I think, is sloped too, and it's covered up. So there's nothing on the front, but it is more protected. Marginally so, but it is still more protected on the sides of the turret for this Panther G than the other 2 Panthers. So the Panther D kind of got the least amount, then Panther A, and then Panther G got the best as far as turret protection. But you'll notice that there isn't those little extra plates right here, or those extra plates of armor. I mean, they're plates of armor, right? But they're tank tracks, right? So they're not on the sides there. It's all on the turret. But I mean, when you see a turret or a Panther from the side, you generally maybe aim for, like if you have to do a quicker shot, you're going to aim for the turret because it's a bigger target, but then you'd aim for like the ammo rack, ba-bam, which is all nicely on the side of that. So it would be nice to have them there, but so I wouldn't say that the armor is overpowering. It's not pay to win because anyone can earn them themselves. The decorations themselves, however, you know what, let's go. We're going to add a cow skull here. See if we can't just put it right on the front. Can we put it there? That'd be cool. Oh, All right, so and then let's just have some fun here. Road signs. Achtung Panzer. We're gonna put this right on the front. Jawohl. Then we're gonna add. Let's see. Let's add a jerry can here. Wonder where we can put these mother truckers. No, I don't want that. Cancel. Oh, we can add 6 jerry cans. So let's see if we can just keep placing jerry cans. Now these jerry cans are superficial. They're not extra armor. They're not like 1 millimeter of thickness. Yo, this is jerry can. I heard you like jerry cans, so we got jerry cans for your tank. Now, yeah, so when you go in the armor, these things do not affect it. The skull is also in the jerry cans. It's just this stuff. So let's get rid of one of them and go to the bushes here. Camouflage. And we're going to add some fir branches because this thing's fighting in the forests of Europe. What is that? Armful of fir branches. And let's see if we can't put it right there. Well, a sweet spot. All right, we got a bush tank. But yeah, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is the customization right there. Armor, bushes, skulls, Achtung Panzer, and all the ramifications. Let me know what you guys think. Are you a fan of this patch, of this little customization update? I think it's all right. I think it's a lot of the vehicles that got them need them. I don't know about the Churchill. I haven't played it too much. I'm not sure. Like the Churchill itself shouldn't need it, but maybe for its battle rating, it does. The Shermans definitely can use them. The Panthers are fan favorites, I know, for many German tankers. So to have this kind of offsets maybe some of the vehicles that they're fighting, maybe some of the battle rating issues that they have. But, I mean, it's just such a good tank and people play it so well, then supposedly that's the battle rating it falls in, right? But I'm not really going to discuss too much battle ratings. But I think overall it's well received. The bushes cost money, but they're technically decorations. I wonder if it will help with camouflage and how much so. But I like that the armor, it doesn't, you can buy it in gold or you can earn it yourself. Basically kind of going to eliminate people thinking that, you know, the game is, or that feature itself is a pay-to-win feature. It's accessible by everyone, so I like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was customization. Let me know what kind of vehicle we should make. You know, should we make a bush tank? Probably, right? I mean, I think bush tank would be the best thing to do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. That was customization. I'll see you soon.